Hi there, and thanks for joining as I take the Great Outdoors Are Calling transfer and add it to this beautiful piece of live edge wood that I have. I'm cutting it apart, labeling the back so I know which side it goes back onto, and this long, gorgeous piece is what I'm going to be working with. This transfer is laid out with little bullets, little targets down there on the bottom, so you can line each piece up perfectly, but I want to use this transfer differently than it was originally intended for. I want to have the hills be black since we're here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. And so I'm not going to do them in the greens or the snow-capped that it was originally intended for. And so I'm going to zig and zag this transfer around to give it a little more depth and look like it's actually deep in the hills. So I just put the black through for those darker hills in the back. And then I'm going to put through some really dark green on the front of the trees. And then I'm going to take a lighter green with a little bit of water and paint that in the background in between. I'm going to have some pieces missing and it will just kind of give it the depth that I wanted. And I'm just washing this transfer off in between so that it's ready for the other side, because I am going to mirror this on the other side. Not exactly the same. I wanted to add a little lake and just a different feel, since nothing in the hills is the same. So I'm just going through here in all those places from where I moved the transfer over and it wasn't perfectly lined up. I'm filling that in with that lighter green. I believe it was like a parakeet. And like I said, just a little bit of water to water it down so my paintbrush would work really great. It gives me a little bit of texture as I go through there, and I'm able to be more accurate with where I'm going. And then I'm just going through here and adding a little more depth in the foliage of the front, adding some little trees in front of the darker green trees. And then I'm going to dry this and move to the other side. You can see the blunt dark green edge there. I kind of go through and fill that in too so it looks like a tree, so it's not a dead stop like the transfer was. Kind of gives it a little more realistic feel. So you're going to see that after I dry all this, I decide to go back in there and do that. And here we go on the other side. I decided to do it a little differently this time, doing the black hills and then going through with the light green. I figured it might save me a little detail work. I wouldn't have to be so detailed because I could do the dark green over the top. You'll see how it works out. So anyway, I did this side a little bit different. So I'm going to go through with the light green, start painting right where those trees are, and then I'm going to move the transfer that I've washed off and is ready to use again. I'm going to move it over and add a little bit of the dark green to give that dimension. And then we have beautiful blue chalk pastes. I've just added a little bit of water to it, and I'm going to go through in the areas that I've left empty. I'm going to go through there and fill in a little lake deep in the woods to give it a beautiful feel. I like all the colors that are coming through. And you're going to see this once again ends a little oddly. I come through with the paintbrush a little bit later and add some trees so that the middle edge, it's more graduated to coming in. Here we go with my little lake, and I'm going to skip through this pretty quickly so you don't have to watch my paint dry. And what I am doing with the centerpiece is a welcome. And it is, I believe, a discontinued transfer, but we probably have some more welcomes in there. This just happened to be what I had on hand from when I do special orders. And so I'm just going to do that in black. And once this is all dried, I spray Krylon polyurethane over the top, but then I do come through and seal all the live edge and then seal the picture some more, so none of this is going to fall off and break off. You're going to get this beautiful live edge piece. The live edge does look a little shiny once the coating is on there, but like I said, you're not going to have anything breaking away if it gets bumped. I am adding hangers onto the back so it can be attached to a wall in your home or inside of your porch, wherever you want to put it. And this will be for sale at Design 60. Thanks for joining, guys, and happy chalking.